Yeah, baby. Woo, woo. What's up, Twitch? What's up, twitch.tv/the Trident Network? This is I Love Improv with Trent Dozier. I am the titular Trent Dozier, welcoming you to a brand new year of improv. Yay! So happy to be here. Funnily enough, we're starting the year off on an away game. If you're watching on Twitch, you can probably see that I'm not in my normal setup. I am in my parents' house in Northern California. That's why I was trying to figure out the light situation for a long time. Think it's passable. And everybody, please keep your fingers crossed that the internet stays strong the whole way through. If you're here in the chat, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching live on Twitch. Thank you for celebrating in not only the Trident Network, but of course in improv. We all love improv. If you love improv, why don't you shout it out in the chat right now? Also, if you're in the chat right now, why don't you say what's up to the technical producer of I Love Improv, Val Agnew. What's up, Val?
What's up, Trent? Happy New Year.
And a happy new year to you. How's the weather in Chicago?
Crisp but sunny.
Love it. Love to hear that.
Best.
It can obviously be worse than that in Chicago. So good. I'm glad. I'm happy to hear that. Val, the Trident Network is going as strong as ever, is it not?
It is. And we have more stuff, new stuff coming on in the coming months as well. Lots to be excited about.
Yes. Things to look forward to are as such. If you are watching on Twitch right now, you will be able to catch this stuff next week. If you're hearing it on a podcast a week later, I don't know, you might miss some of these things. But The Witching Hour returns next Monday on January 16th. That's a fun show. Love that show. Tune in for that. Pilot season is back on Thursday the 19th. So if you are hearing this on a podcast, you can actually catch that tomorrow. And if you're listening or if you're with us live, that's in a week and a half. But those are two great shows, as also is I Love Improv with Trent Dozier, that you can see right here on twitch.tv/the Trident Network. And in fact, if you wanted to do it, you can click the purple subscribe button somewhere down here, and that will allow you to subscribe to the Trident Network's Twitch channel. And once you're subscribed, you will be able to be notified of anytime the Trident Network's going live with any of our shows, like The Witching Hour or Pilot Season or I Love Improv. You can also use special emotes or emojis or whatever they're called in this medium. Emotes. You can use the party dolphin, which is of course the official mascot of the Trident Network. And I think that is everything. Anything else, Val, you'd like to say about our wonderful network that we are both a part of?
Just that we're so happy to be back, and we're excited about our new night. Mondays.
Yes, of course. If you're here with us live right now, you do know that it is a Monday night and not a Wednesday night. We have officially moved to Monday nights. The stream will be on the second and fourth Monday of every month. And then the podcast will still continue. It will be released, as always, the following Wednesday. So, if you're a podcast listener, thank you. We love you. If you're a Twitch viewer, thank you. We love you. If you watch the show later on YouTube, thank you. We love you. As I've said before, I'll say it again. When it comes to the Trident Network, I Love Improv with Trent Dozier is the perfect show, baby. Val, I don't think we got anything else to discuss. We'll talk more about some things later at the end of the show, but it's a new year. I think it's time to do some freaking improv. What do you say?
I could not agree more.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I am very excited to be doing improv with this person today. They are formerly one of Chicago's finest improvisers. They are now one of LA's finest improvisers. He is the host of the podcast 616, which is a Marvel podcast that I've been so lucky to be a part of. I also love Marvel, as does our guest this week. He is also the host of the Illuminati Hour, which is a live show that takes place once a month in Los Angeles, which is, of course, a part of the CHILAX Collective, which we'll be talking about at the end of the show. He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. He fights the Nightman. He is the one true day man. It is Damon Royster. Hello, Damon.
Yes! Hello, Trent. Hello, people watching. I trust you're there.
Wow.
Hello.
Yes, what are we at, Val? 1 million, 2 million tuning in right now?
Yeah, we're creeping up on 2 mil.
Oh,
2
love to
million?
see that.
Ugh. Honestly, I'm embarrassed. I can usually pull more.
Well, thank you, Damon. Sorry. It's everyone's slow out of the gates for the new year.
Understandable.
Knocking off the rust, yeah. Damon, how are you? You're in LA right now. How's the weather been down south?
It's, for me, great. It's raining, as we know. I
Yes.
made a little trip to my local library, so I am stacked on books. Yeah, she reads. So I don't mind the rain. It's crazy coming from Chicago to LA, and like rain really like disrupts the whole day for everybody.
Oh,
Like
yes.
it is their Armageddon.
We talked a little bit about this in our pre-show chat, but I am a native Californian. My 5 years in Chicago were the only years that I didn't live in California. And whether it's Northern California, Southern California, simply doesn't matter. Once it rains, people forget how to operate. It's crazy. They're like, well,
Yeah.
I got to stay home forever now. It's raining. It doesn't even have to be hard. It's just it's so,
Mhm.
man, it's the most frustrating thing about Californians. Well, maybe not the most frustrating, but it's up there.
The quickest one to go to.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Damon, are you ready to
Mhm.
do some improv?
I am Trent.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness. I'm so excited. Damon and I haven't gotten to do a ton of improv together. In fact, we both believe that the first time we improvised with each other was last month. So we're very excited, or I won't speak for Damon. I'm personally very excited to be able to be doing this today with Damon.
I
Now,
I am
oh,
excited as well, but please also do not speak for
I
me.
won't,
I am
and I
excited,
won't.
but do not speak for me.
I apologize. I'm sorry, Mr. Royster. It won't happen again. Now
Thank you.
before we get into the improv, of course, you know that we'll need a suggestion to do that. So if you're in the chat right now and want to throw out a suggestion, that'd be great. Now, if you're a longtime watcher or listener of the show, you know that we don't want just any simple old chat like TV screen. We want something hearty, something meaty, like Damon is a salesman at Best Buy and Trent is trying to buy a TV from him, and it turns out they're old high school rivals and they hate each other and whatever. Something with a lot of meat on the bone. Now, also, if you don't want to throw your chat in right away, because maybe you're thinking to yourself, wow, I've never seen Damon improvise before. I don't know what type of scene I want to see him do. First of all, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat because you're about to see Damon improvise, and it's going to be wonderful. It's going to change your life. Second of all, I am about to tell Damon what I love about him as an improviser, and maybe that can help inform you the type of scene you want to see me and Damon do together. So if you're ready, if you're ready to rock and roll, throw your suggestions in the chat now. But if you're not, Damon, are you ready to receive some compliments?
Yeah, I thought this would be more about my credits and not me as a person. So I am starting to be, because I thought, oh yeah, just list everything I've done. But okay, me as a person, I
No,
am
no,
ready now.
no, Damon. No,
Okay.
I
Why am I
only
good?
why why am I good? Such a tough question. Well, Damon, I only invite people on the show who I want to improvise with. So if I had anything bad to say about you as an improviser, I wouldn't have invited you on the show in the first place. But luckily,
Yeah.
I have a lot of good things to say. Uh, First of all, I have had the pleasure, unlike maybe some people, of getting to watch you perform for the past like 6 or 7 years. It feels like now at this point, maybe a little less. I don't know. Time's crazy, but
Yeah.
I always love watching you perform. You have such a, as you can probably tell by how this has gone so far, Damon has a presence, and it is so good. There's so many. There are, for as many performers as there are a lot of people who you're like, that person's very funny, but they look like they're absolutely scared to be on stage. And you're
Mm.
someone who I never look at and I'm like, oh man, Damon's scared to be there. You, whether you're feeling confident or not, you always are projecting confidence, especially on stage. And I love seeing that. I love seeing someone who knows what they're doing and knows what they want out of a scene. I also think, like I just said, you are someone who I love watching you do character work, because I feel like
Mm.
seeing you do characters in improv is, I think you're one of the best at that. I feel like your people always feel so lived in, and watching you do character work is even stronger because you've had like time to like sit and think about these characters and, you know, manipulate them how you want to. And it feels like half of the people you play in improv are just, you know, like a character I would see Damon continue to take that and then develop into a solo piece. But when getting to see you do it in improv, it's like, oh, that's great. It feels like, you know, you can see people do all these different characters and it's like kind of half baked. It's really funny and stuff, but they're like half baked as people. And
Mhm.
whether you're over the top or playing more subtle, which I actually think you can do both very well, which is another thing. But it
Oh,
doesn't matter
boy.
what it doesn't matter what type of character you're doing on stage. I'm always like, well, that feels like a real character that was thought was put into him and what's happening. And like I said, it's almost impossible for that to have been the case, because if it's happening in improv, it's at the flip of a switch. So I love watching you perform. I am jealous that I don't get to play with you more often, and selfishly, I'm very happy that we're doing this today. Damon, did that all sound good to you? Too high of praise? Too low of praise? I've been
Oh my word. Yeah, it wasn't enough praise, Trent. That was so nice. Thank you so
sorry.
much. Yeah, I definitely can see that. I'm glad to know that it's like coming across fully formed. Um, yeah, I love playing characters, and this is just so nice to hear that like my intentions are being well received by those who watch. And
Yes.
my God, you watch so much improv, so this is truly an honor. Thank you.
Damon, if you can believe it, I love improv. All right. That's a
Good
pun.
Lord.
That's a professional right there. Okay, well, that's Damon. If now you haven't thrown a suggestion into the chat yet and you would like to, please go ahead and throw a suggestion into the chat. If you already have, thank you very much. Val, how's everything looking chat wise, suggestion wise?
Our viewers are playing coy this evening.
Mm.
There's a few people watching, but no one as yet has felt emboldened to throw
That's
a
okay.
suggestion. But I have one locked
Oh.
and loaded. If you
And Val knows both of us.
Yeah.
Let's wait 30 seconds,
Okay.
and then we'll see if anybody is brave enough to throw a suggestion into the chat.
Could I do some coaxing?
Yeah.
Hey, you're watching me. I can't see you. Put it in the chat. I'll literally do anything. There's nothing that you could write that I wouldn't do. Don't be weird, but I mean, I'm down for anything. Also, I'm hella gay, so no barriers. From what I could imagine you're imagining, no barriers.
No barriers.
I've done things you can't even spell. And this is all make-believe. It's not even real. Put it in the chat.
Oh my God, that's incredible!
Dare
Damon,
you?
that was, get this man an Oscar. That was incredible. Oh,
Did it work?
No,
Val?
it didn't. People are being
That's okay.
stubborn tonight.
you know what,
Okay.
Val? We've done plenty of shows where you've given the suggestion, and those shows are always fun.
Okay, well, I was
So we'll take it. We'll take it from you.
I was inspired by your compliments, so hopefully this will be fun. So Trent, you are the manager of a video store.
Okay.
And Damon, you are not one but two employees because you've been Mrs. Doubtfiring your boss for months because you want two paychecks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God.
tonight you got scheduled together, so you have to figure it out.
Oh, okay. Oh
Oh,
my God.
okay.
Val, I gotta say, I'm glad you gave the suggestion. That's very fun.
very good. And just to clarify, Trent's the manager
Trent's the manager. Yes. You are just
of the video store.
employees. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Okay. Thank you, Val.
I
Damon,
just wanted to.
here we go.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Tony, would you mind refilling the candy in the front aisle really quick?
You want all the candy filled?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'm
not
just
just the chocolate.
yeah, any
Like,
candy slots that are open, if you could go in and make sure everything's filled, that'd be great.
we're getting to the bottom of the candy box back there. It's like all really expired, stale candy.
Well, that I think whatever we got that's not expired, just throw it in there. That'd be great.
Okay, okie doke. Hey,
Okay.
you check out that Shape of Water?
Did I check out Shape of Water? Yes, I'm ashamed to say that it aroused me, and I don't know if it should have or not. But I was pretty into it in a sexual sense. The fish, I mean the fish person specifically.
I mean, I would assume it's the biggest part of the whole movie. Wow, it was very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Was it not sexually arousing to you? Have I overstepped?
I think it was the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh no. Well, I
I
thought
absolutely hated The Shape of Water. No, I absolutely, and also Michael Shannon and I have got history. I hated it.
You and Michael Shannon have history?
I don't want to talk about Michael Shannon.
Oh my God,
Let me.
please.
No,
I
no,
would love to know.
You
No,
wanted,
I would.
You wanted the candy. Let me go get the candy. Okay.
Well, we're slow tonight. I want to hear a Michael Shannon story. That's incredible.
I mean, let me get the candy and I'll tell you the story. Let me go.
Okay.
When I come back, I'll tell you the story. Let me
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Ah, man. Shoot. Tony.
Hey, Tyler. Hi, Tyler. Hey,
Juliet,
what's up?
what are you doing here?
Oh, I just, oh God, I got so lost in the romantic comedies. Have you seen one before? Have you seen a romantic comedy?
Have I seen yeah, I recently watched
Oh
The Shape of
God.
Water. I thought that was pretty funny
Mm.
and also sexual in a lot of ways.
Oh
I would say
God.
it wasn't necessarily a traditional romantic comedy. I'm a little worried. I think I might have offended Tony a little bit. He kind of stormed off to the candy.
Oh, don't offend Tony. Oh my God, I offended Tony one time, and now he won't even talk to me. Okay, like he won't even like look at me. He won't even be in the same room as me.
Is that why you requested, or is that why he requested not to work same nights as you?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. We used to date, and then Michael Shannon got involved. It's a whole thing. I don't want to talk about it.
Michael,
I don't want to talk about it.
this is the Michael Shannon story?
Oh my God, did he tell you? Did he
He
tell you about
just
Michael Shannon?
Well, not directly. He just said he had a history with Michael Shannon. I couldn't even tell if that was good or bad. Just that there was history there, and I don't know. Now I don't Juliet. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I would love to hear the Michael Shannon story.
I mean, in a second, but what's going on with your screenplay?
Oh my gosh, my screenplay is not as interesting as the Michael Shannon story.
Tyler, shut up.
Oh,
Tyler, shut your fucking mouth. Don't do this. You
okay.
always do. You always downgrade your talents and your screenplay. Okay. You wrote an
Okay.
amazing story where two zombies have sex. That's amazing.
It is. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think it's the
Beep
best
beep,
thing
Tyler.
anybody. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so sorry that I scheduled you on the same night as Tony. That was such an oversight, and everyone. If I had known, I mean, I knew obviously you didn't want to work together, but if I had known there was this whole Michael Shannon stuff,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't have done that.
it's just. Oh, my phone went off.
Oh,
Um. Oh, it's Michael Shannon calling. Let me take this.
oh my!
It's not. It seems it's not interesting. I know it seems interesting. It's really not that interesting.
It
Oh
seems
my God.
so interesting.
Shush, 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 shush. I'm gonna take this call. When I get back, I want to hear about your movie. All right, I'm gonna go.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. My gosh, that's. Oh, are you?
Sorry.
No,
No,
that's.
I'm good. It's just this candy's too dusty. My God, it's at the bottom of the box.
I don't. We haven't gotten a shipment in since the new year, so I think maybe that's what's going on.
Hey, buddy, let's get rid of this candy, and then we'll. How about before we go tonight? I'll put in a shipment order for more candy.
Oh,
God.
that'd be great. That would be great. I would appreciate that a lot.
Look at this crunch, this box of Bunch of Crunch is just covered in filth. God,
I love a bunch of crunch. I don't Tony, I don't mind to pry. And you
you
can tell
don't
me to
mind to pry.
I don't I
You
do
don't mind to pry.
I hope you
Freaking,
don't mind. I
freaking
hope you
time.
don't mind. I hope you don't. I just I didn't know you and Juliet used to date, and she just told me that's why you guys didn't want to work at the same time. And I just feel bad, and I'm sorry that I schedule. It's just everyone's New Year schedule was so you were the only two available. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I used to hang out with
Michael
my buddy
Shannon.
Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Shannon. I used to hang out with him on New Year's Day. But yeah, so I used to date Juliet. Whatever, okay? And then Michael Shannon came in, and you've seen him, right?
Oh, beautiful man.
Beautiful man. So tall, lanky, and gaunt in the face. What woman wouldn't? Who could resist that? He looks like he hasn't
Nobody.
had a vegetable in years.
Yeah.
So he comes, slinking into a room, and Juliet just goes, "Ooh, Delali," and hops on him and heads out of there.
Just like
Leaves me
that.
just like that. There I was at Ed DeBevick's with a bill bigger than I have ever seen.
Oh my God, Tony, I'm first of
Are you
all,
happy now?
no,
Are you happy?
I mean,
I'm crying.
if I
I'm
could,
crying on the Twizzlers.
I'm sorry. I am honestly, I am a little happy that I know the story. That's incredible. It's an incredible story. I can't believe I know one person, let alone two totally different people who both know Michael Shannon. That's
Two
insane to
completely
me.
different people.
Ugh,
I can't even be in the same room with her.
that's what she was saying too. I don't.
You
Sorry.
know,
I hope. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna. I gotta get a tissue. Look at my face is a mess.
Yes, covered in dust, and you got a little lipstick on your. Were you wearing lipstick?
Look over there.
Oh,
Hi,
dang.
hi, hey, hi.
Oh, hey, Juliet.
Hey, what's up? I was just talking to Michael, and
Oh,
whenever we
that's right.
talk, my hair. Yes, Michael Shannon, who I do know. Yes. Oh God.
Are you still seeing Michael Shannon or?
Um, it got kind of complicated around New Year's, and I just was like, let's. Okay, can I be honest with you?
I would love that, please.
I just broke up with Michael Shannon
On the
on the
phone
phone.
right now?
On the phone right now. I did break
Oh,
things off with him. I just was like, oh, like I left him, I left Tony for him. I don't know if you know this, but it was like at like an Ed DeBevick's. I left Tony
he mentioned
in the
something
booth.
about Ed DeVevics. Yes,
Yeah. Oh my God, the waiters there are so funny.
they are so
The funniest
funny.
thing, I've never heard jokes like that. Um, and I ran off with Michael Shannon because I was like, okay, it's Michael Shannon. Okay, Shape of Water, Revolutionary Road, some other shit. And I was like, when are you going to get this chance? You know what I mean, Tyler? Like, when are you going
Yeah,
to get this chance? Like, your
yeah,
screenplay, when are you going to get this chance?
yeah. I mean,
And so
I
I left with Michael Shannon.
how would you not? I mean, Michael Shannon is a great contact for anybody who's trying to advance in this life.
Absolutely. A Chicago
Not just in
regular.
film, yeah. Not just in film, not just in theater, not in anything. Just if you're trying to advance your life in a positive way, I think Michael Shannon is a.
I and I'm always trying to advance my life in a positive way.
I get that. That makes that's actually what the zombies in my screenplay are trying to do is advance their lives in a
Hmm.
positive way. Because obviously they're zombies now, so their life has been hurt in a negative way, in a big way. And
Yeah,
man,
negative, it definitely, yeah.
that's I can't believe you. I I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys just broke up. Do you need the rest of the night off? I'd be happy to give you the rest of the night off. Or
I would love that. Thank you. I would love to leave.
you would?
Um,
Okay.
I just feel like, I mean, you could obviously tell the mess. Like, my hair is like on the side of my face.
Yeah, your
And
hair was
I'm.
fully. I I don't mean to. I
Mhm.
don't. I hope you don't mind that I'm prying again, or I mean to pry. I
No, I
do
love
mean.
attention. I
Um,
absolutely love attention. So please, yes.
is that a wig?
Um, you know, it's a hair accessory, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Um, and I do feel naked without it. But it's
Sure.
clearly flopping to one side. So I want to go home,
Hmm.
unflop, and if you need me, call me, and I will help you lock this up.
Yeah. If you before you leave, if you could just shoot to the back
Mhm.
real quick and make sure. I'm not asking you to clean the bathrooms. I just want to know if someone can you just look at the sheet and make sure someone has cleaned the bathrooms and just let me know when you come back. And then you're free to go. I won't even if there's a hurricane coming through the store, I won't call you later. You're free the
Okay,
rest of the night. You're dealing with heartbreak.
thank you. I am. Thank you. I will read the sheet. I'm a slow reader, so it's going to take me a minute. I'll be back.
That's fine. That's fine. Oh man.
Oh,
What a
boy. All right. Dry face. Let's work. Okay. I'm going to work on the return movies.
have you been Tony, have you been wearing earrings all night?
Yes, Tyler. I wear earrings.
No, I don't
Also,
think it.
Tyler, I had dinner tonight and I drove my car here. And you know what? I velcroed my shoes.
Hmm.
What else would you like to know, Tyler, about
I
my fucking life?
I'm sorry.
Okay?
No,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
bother you with your fucking, zombie screenplay, which I'm sorry, sounds dumb, okay? I don't bother you with the fact that you haven't called your mother in 5 months. She calls me. Yeah, we're friends, okay? So, Tyler, I'm just here to work. If you want to hear about feelings and love, maybe talk to, what's a bucket over there.
Juliet.
Yeah. And I bet you like her, don't you? You want to be the Romeo to her Juliet, don't you? Yeah.
Well, for your information, whether I did or did not like her or do or do not like her, there is an opening in her life because she just dumped Michael Shannon. So maybe I'll slide in there and treat her treat her right. Not like a rude dude. You're being a rude dude to me.
What do you mean she broke up with Michael Shannon? When,
She she
when
said
did
to
that
me
happen?
right now. She said to me that she just broke up with Michael Shannon, and now there's an opening for me to be able to talk to her, and in a shape of water fish type of way, and maybe we can evolve our relationship a little bit. Me and her. I mean, I know it's a little weird, me being the manager and her just a simple employee, but
Wow. Once again, another man's coming in between me and my Juliet. But you know what,
I'll
Tyler?
back off. I don't need to. I
No,
was
go to her. She's really lonely. I think she needs someone.
I don't I don't want to
Tyler,
overstep. Go okay, go ahead.
I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to take a 15.
Okay, before you get in your car, I just think maybe if you and Juliet will both come in here through tonight, and now that I know more of your history together, I think if I'm actually in school right now for marriage counseling, and so I just think it doesn't have to be a marriage. It's kind of any. It can work for any couple, It does. So I just think if I had a moment, just the three of us, I think I could maybe help you two get back together. And it seems like you two are kind of made for each other. And it seems like if I could get in there, we might be able to. She's in the. If you just want to run to the back real quick, she's just checking on the bathroom sheet, and she's a bit of a slow reader. So if you guys want to come out, I can maybe if
How
you're
about
interested.
how about how about I take this giant movie curtain and just kind of like put it in front of you? Okay, so the movie curtain's in front of you. You can't see me, can you?
No,
Okay. Hey, Juliet. Yeah. You want to come out here and talk to Tyler? He wants to do some kind of fucking marriage counseling or some shit. Okay, sure. All right, Tyler. Me and Juliet standing behind this curtain. Two different people
obviously.
talking to you.
Okay.
What do you have to say?
Well, I just think after hearing both of your stories tonight, it seems like
You told
maybe
our stories? Yeah, I did. Go on,
uh,
Tyler.
no, this is part of it. I think you two communicating is really healthy. So Juliet, why don't you start by telling Tony why you left Tony for Michael Shannon? Because it doesn't seem like Tony ever got that closure.
Oh my God. Tony, you didn't know why? God, you idiot. Well, you were always leaving me for Michael Shannon. Every date, every movie, every concert, you would leave with Michael Shannon. And so I just wanted you to get a taste of what that felt like to leave somewhere with Michael Shannon, that sallow faced, dark hooded eyed man who's one of the greatest actors of our generation.
Incredible
I
actor.
wanted you to feel that.
Well,
Yeah,
Tony,
he's an incredible actor.
yeah, Tony, it seems like you left out that when you were telling me. You hadn't told me that you had left Juliet multiple times before for Michael Shannon.
Oh, do I have to tell you everything, Tyler? Is that
No!
what this is?
No.
I gotta tell you my life. Once again, I gotta pour all my life into you. That's true, Tyler. And then you don't talk about your movies. You want a lot from us and then none from you. That
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I don't study marriage counseling. I do study acrylic nails, but I think there's something to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to put this pressure on you guys, but maybe if we could remove the curtain and I could look into
No.
No? Okay, that's fine.
Stay away from the curtain. Pay no attention to what's going on behind the curtain.
Juliet, do you agree?
Yeah, back up.
Okay. I just want to try one last thing. This is an exercise. I'm going to count to 3, and at the same time, you're both going to reveal your answers. Okay? Does that sound okay with you guys?
Yeah. No problem with me.
Okay. Okay. On the count of 3, I want you to say at the same time, what is most special about the other person to you? Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Her lips. Achoo. Sorry, I
Excuse you.
sneezed.
That's okay.
Sorry. All this dusty candy. I'm so sorry.
That's true. There's been a lot of dust here.
Ugh.
And Tony, your answer was her lips?
Wait. Yeah, she's got nice lips.
Okay.
I mean, Juliet, you have nice lips. All the better to kiss you, Tony. You want to kiss me here, behind this curtain, in this video store?
Oh my gosh.
Tony, I've only wanted to kiss you behind this curtain, in this video store. Here I go. Here I am.
Oh my god, that's so many kisses. It sounds like a
Tyler,
lot of
let me pull back. I think you're gonna have to leave. It's getting pretty hot and heavy here. Oh,
Absolutely.
you see this arm coming out of nowhere? Pull me back.
Oh, that's her. Oh my god. Here's the key. If you guys can just lock up, that's great. You guys got to do whatever you do. I think I'm gonna graduate marriage counseling school. No problem.
Good luck, Tyler.
That's the scene. Oh my god. Damon, that was awesome. I loved that. I love that so much. It was so fun. It was so fun to be able to play with that dynamic myself, but it was also so fun to watch you try and figure out how to play with the dynamic too. Val, incredible suggestion. How did
Truly,
it feel?
yes, thank you.
How did it feel for you, Damon, going back and forth between the two people? Because from my end, flawless.
Oh, thank you. Towards the end, it did feel a little out of body, and I was kind of like, "What am I doing again?"
Yeah.
I think just before I introduced the crude element, but yeah, it was really fun, and I do think there was a time where I was like, "Am I just gonna bail on the fact that we're the same person?" Because I was like, I can handle these being two people, but I wanted to honor the Mrs. Doubtfire element to it, and I think that helped me get out of like getting lost and just doing the character voices. I was like, we got to land this idea somehow.
Trent, your little digs were so funny. Like, were you always wearing those earrings? Like, it was so perfect to like remind everyone involved what was going on.
Yeah.
It was so, like I said, it was really fun to get to both play with it from my end and then see your brain working and trying to figure out. And I thought when the scene started, I was like, I'm gonna figure it out by the end of this. And then as our scene progressed, I was like, oh, Tyler's an idiot. There's no
Mhm.
way he's gonna figure this out. So, and I mean, I love playing an idiot too. So it was more fun too to just lean into like Damon clearly being the smarter person, the more like conniving of the group, and like just letting him win. Like he's probably been doing this con for years, and the con will continue for many more years. I don't know
Yeah.
if you thought about this at all, Damon. Who do you think was who was the real person and who was the fake person?
Mm.
That's the thing. I did think about that, and I think because both characters are so ridiculous, in my mind, I was like, "There's a third
Yes.
real
Mhm.
personality
Yep.
that this person invented both Tony and Juliet."
Oh, I think so too. I also didn't think about it. I just thought about it right now and I was like, "Oh, I wonder which one is real." But I think that makes more sense too because for as like well, I don't know if your character was necessarily smart compared to how mine was stupid, but your
Right.
character was also ridiculous. So this guy might have like 7, 8, 9 identities going around at different jobs just collecting all these different paychecks too.
Right. Like, yeah, this is just who I am at the video store.
Yeah.
These two people.
Oh my god. It also did that type of seeing some type of Mrs. Doubtfire situation, and not just the Mrs. Doubtfire situation in general, but the two characters specifically felt very much like, oh, this is a Damon piece. Damon wrote this. And it's so funny because it was like it felt like
Yeah.
exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's just like these are ridiculous characters, ridiculous choices, and they seem so like realistic and true to the world that we were creating and building. And I was just like, this is exactly why I like watching Damon, because it's like things feel fully formed. And it's funny to hear you say like you were like, I don't know. I was like, should I abandon this or should I stick with? Because the whole time I was like, this is awesome. This is a master at work right now.
Well, thank you. And for any, improv heads or whatever, I feel like I just heard there was a lesson I got like in my improv training at the IO Theater, Chicago,
Wow,
where
heard of
like
it.
you can play ridiculous characters. You just have to make sure that like to remember that they eat food every day, work for money, and have to seek shelter on cold
Mm,
nights,
Mm.
And as
yeah.
long
I
as you
like
just
that.
like give them a little bit of humanity, you can like go off to the races.
Mm.
Wow.
I love that too, Val. I've never heard it expressed in that way, and I think it's really like because I've heard like, and this is how I always try and play too, is like it doesn't matter how ridiculous like things are in the world as long as you treat that world with respect and like, yeah, this is how things are in this world, like
Mhm.
whatever. And
Yeah.
that I think
Also,
is, oh, go ahead.
I was just thank you for going with me on the movie curtain bit.
Yeah. Well, it's like I had already like I felt like I was like, clearly Tyler's an idiot, and he also fully believes that both of these people are two different people. So why wouldn't
Mhm.
he, go along with this? Tyler is clearly so much more focused on himself too. Like he's worried about his screenplay, and he doesn't really care about why you guys broke up. He wants to hear about Michael Shannon, and he wants
Yeah.
to be a marriage counselor, and he wants these things. He wants to achieve his goals. So he's so stupid that he's just gonna ignore the obvious points right in front of him. You were going to say something, Damon.
Well, I was going to say I do have a Michael Shannon story.
If you
Our
want to
paths.
share it, I would love to hear it.
Yeah, why not? I love having enemies. It was oof. So it was the day after the Oscars when The Shape of Water won, undeservedly, I would say. And I was hosting an improv show, the show called Dynasty,
Mm,
at IO. And I was the host, so like it was a variety show, so I was doing like different host bits when I came out to
yeah.
introduce the next act. But that night I just kept like shitting on how bad Shape of Water was as a movie. And after the show, this man came up to me and he's like, because one of the things I really harped on was how bad Michael Shannon was in that movie. And this man came up to me and he was like, "Hey, I'm actually friends with Michael Shannon." And he's like, "But you were just kidding, right? Like, he's a good actor." I was like, I looked at the man, I just said, "Okay," and I shrugged and I turned away.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
And I hope it got back to Michael Shannon.
Well, it's also like you can be a good actor and do a bad job.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. I
it's like
love
any.
Revolutionary Road.
Yeah, yes, I love my my personal favorite Michael Shannon thing is the video he did for College Humor all those years ago, where he reads the sorority girl email. Are either of you familiar
Oh,
with
I
that?
know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. It's
I am not.
I'll
But
send it to you,
I
Damon.
can see it. Please.
It's so funny. I will absolutely send it to you. But yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, some of my favorite. I mean, I love Michael Shannon too. Like for example, I love Michael Shannon, and I hated Man versus Steel, and I thought he was bad in Man versus Steel. Now, was that his fault, or was that whole movie horrible? I don't know. If you ask me, the whole movie was horrible. So it's tough to say. But it's like, even like, there's good improvisers who have bad nights, or there's good baseball players who have bad nights, or there's good chefs who have bad nights. It's like nobody is perfect 100% of the time. So it's not that big of a deal if Michael Shannon's bad in Shape of Water. It is a big deal for everybody who had to watch the movie, but it's not that big of
Oh
a
yeah.
deal if like he's still gonna work. It'll be fine.
he's fine.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. I think he's pretty
He's
well
more than
set.
fine.
Oh, well, Damon, shoot, I lost my train of thought because I was blasting
I'm
Michael
so
Shannon.
sorry.
Oh, I remembered. Have you ever had to, maybe not Mrs. Doubtfire directly like that, but have you ever came across something in an improv show where you're like, wow, I'm juggling so many plates right now?
Yes. I'm trying to think of one specifically. Um, well, I mean, fans of the Herald Team Comet, man, if you remember Comet, you're in your
I do.
30s, or you're about to be.
No,
Uh,
I'm in my 30s, but thank you. I appreciate that. I
uh,
love Comet. Loved Comet, still love Comet.
damn. There, I mean, I don't know if this is juggling, but there was like a scene where I was playing some kind of like White House press secretary, um, because some political figure had just been blown up, and I was giving, uh, the press secretary address, the
Uh-huh.
White House correspondent, whatever, and people kept coming up and whispering things to me, but my teammates would just whisper offensive things in my ear, and I don't normally break that much, but I was just like, because the idea was like they would whisper things to me and I would say it, and they just would honestly just whisper women's body parts to me, those are things I just do not do.
Oh.
Um, so that was like funny to try to juggle that while I was laughing so much. Then there was like another time. This is so specific, but I had so much fun with Aaron Keefe on Comet.
Mhm.
Uh, I was a waitress at a diner, and I was like taking the order of like some known jewel thieves, and Aaron behind me. I look at I look at the window and I go like, "Oh, are those cop cars coming?" And Aaron behind me goes, "Wee wee wee," and I immediately turned to her and was like, "Ma'am, I'll get to your table in a second." Um,
Oh,
I
that's
don't know. So
very
it's
good.
so I guess what I'm trying to say, I like when there's multiple things going on.
Yes. Hmm.
Um, oh God, I'm so sorry to do this. I'm gonna flex so hard. When I was working at NPR, um,
Oh my
it
word.
really
Wow.
tiny affiliate in DeKalb, Illinois. None of the big ones. I didn't need Ira Glass, but when I was like manning the station there, we had like the radio going at the same time. But it's NPR. Like I don't
Hmm.
always want to listen to NPR for the
Hmm.
4 hour shift I had to do. So I learned to like have the radio going so I could hear what was being broadcast, but I would also be like watching Netflix, doing it was when I was
Wow.
in college. I was like
Yeah.
doing homework. So kind of like train my brain to like do kind of like multitask.
Mm.
Because I could like hear when we were like about to go to like a commercial break, and I was like,
Mm.
okay, great, put pause party down, time to go
Yes.
give the weather.
Oh, that's so good.
Uh,
Wow.
yeah, so
Well,
this delightful setup for me.
yeah, because my follow-up question was going to be, it felt like you were thriving within the chaos, and I was going to try and see if that is something you do like to happen, and it's now confirmed you do like to have that chaos. Also, like Comet, two reasons I like Comet was they were like obviously a very chaotic team, and I think almost all of you
Obviously.
thrived within that. But another thing that I loved about that team is you guys were all clearly friends with each other, and because of that, you would really mess with each other on stage. And I think that first story you told is a great example of them whispering, bullshit into your ear, and you trying to have to figure it out, but also stay in the scene. And I love seeing
Mhm.
friends playing together. That's like such a joy. And honestly, I think now I'm thinking about it. This was more subconscious for me now, but I felt comfortable messing with you, not just because I know you're a good improviser who I enjoy watching, and like I was like, well, Damon can handle this. But now in retrospect, I'm like, oh, practically every show I've ever seen Damon do is him messing around with his teammates or his teammates messing with him, and like it's so clearly Damon can thrive and survive in this type of environment.
Oh yeah, I love to be messed with. Like my dream is to be the stuffy like principal who
Uh-huh.
like all the kids prank. Like I
Yeah.
love because that like I love playing a high status character and then watching them crash.
Love that. Yes.
So yeah, as long as I get to say something pithy, you can mess with me as much as you want.
Oh, I love that. Well, Damon, this was an absolute blast. That was such a fun scene, and I'm so happy that, on a personal note, I'm very happy that you and I finally got to do not just a two-person scene together, but a nice long sit in it like that, and it was great. I had a blast.
And Trent, I had a really fun time. So
Got him. We got him.
thank you.
Wow.
Uh, Damon,
Got
like I
me.
mentioned earlier, Damon hosts the Podcast 616, which is a Marvel MCU podcast. Like I mentioned, I have been lucky enough to be a guest on it previously. I think it's so fun. Anything where you're talking Marvel, I'm going to be there. And Damon has on great, typically improvisers as guests or comedians of all types. But it's not just big Marvel heads like myself. It's also Marvel newbies. So you get a wide range of topics and opinions. Also, like I said, Damon is one half of the hosting and producing duo of the Illuminati Hour, which is a part of the CHILAX collective here in Los Angeles, or that I'm not technically in LA right now, but in LA when I am there. CHILAX is, of course, like I have mentioned before, a bunch of Chicago performers like myself, like Damon, who moved to LA during the pandemic and we're looking for a home. CHILAX, there you go. Damon Show,
Good
the
name.
Illuminati Hour, is the first Wednesday of every month, 7 p.m. at the Yard Theater. And speaking of CHILAX and the Yard Theater, Cam and Trent's family reunion is coming back at the end of the month. We are the fourth Wednesday of every month. This month will be Wednesday, January 25th, 7 p.m. at the Yard Theater. I think Val's throwing the ticket link in the chat right
I'm
now.
having some technical difficulties, but I'll get it figured out.
No worries, Val. No worries, Val. She'll throw that. And then if you're listening to a podcast, I'll throw the link to tickets for that show in there also. Also, if you've listened to the show before, seen the show before, you know that my original theater, my home theater here in Northern California, is Made Up Theater. And Made Up Theater is celebrating its 12th anniversary, if you can believe that. That show is going to be Saturday, January 21st at 8 p.m. In Fremont, California at Made Up Theater. So if you're in Northern California, if you're in the Bay Area, come on down to that. That's going to be an absolute blast. I haven't been to an anniversary show at Made Up Theater in like 6 or 7 years. So I'm very excited to do it. Very excited to see all my friends. And you know how the saying goes, I love improv, baby. So both of those ticket links, Val's throwing in the chat, and then of course both of those ticket links, if you're listening to this on a podcast, will be in the notes of the show. I think that's it. Damon, once again, this was an absolute treat. I had so much fun. Thank you so much for doing it. And Val, as always, thank you to you. And everybody who tuned in live, thank you. And everybody who's listening to this in the future on a podcast, thank you. Anybody who's watching the video later on YouTube, thank you. However you choose to intake improv, that's all that matters, is that you're intaking improv. And then not to end on a bit of a bummer, but over the holiday break, the improv community lost someone very special to us. He was actually the very first guest on this show. If you go all the way back and listen to episode 1, Noah Gregoropoulos passed away. I love Noah. I was lucky enough to be on a team with Noah, and so I've actually gone back and listened to that episode a few times, I will admit. If you're so inclined, you can go back in the archives and see what the first and the show was not running as smooth then as it is now. I'll tell you that. But Noah was great, and the scene we did was great, and I think about Noah a lot, and I miss him, and I love him. Okay, thank you, Damon. Thank you, Val. Thank you, everybody. I love improv.